Welcome in, Chiefs Kingdom, to Cheifs Latest, your one-stop spot for everything Kansas City Chiefs in 15 minutes or less. It is your host, Calvin Silvers. Happy Friday. We got some drama to begin the weekend, folks, and it's sparking some more trade rumors for the Kansas City Chiefs. And not only that, you know how excited I've been for this Monday night matchup, so we're going to look at some more numbers, including some news out of Jacksonville. It's going to be an action-packed episode, but before we start, you guys know the drill. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on those notifications because we have daily videos here at Cheifs Latest, Monday through Friday. It's going to be week 6 after that Monday night matchup, folks. The season flying by. You're not going to want to miss any of the news, rumors, or actions regarding this Kansas City Chiefs team, so please hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications as it not only helps me and the channel, but it's going to help you stay up to date with everything Kansas City Chiefs. Now, fans are continuing to buzz for rookie Brashard Smith to take a bigger role in this Chiefs offense, and I think for good cause. I think there is some potential there. I think he has shown some flashes, and especially because the Chiefs haven't landed a running back in any form of trade. So if you're not going to trade for a running back, let's see the rookie get some more touches. However, it seems that Andy Reid heard the cries of Chiefs Kingdom. He dropped some hints on Thursday's presser that Smith is going to get more involved in the offense. He said, quote, being able to handle it is half the battle from a mental standpoint. He's picked it up well. He's a very humble kid and works hard, end quote. Smith only in his second year as a running back. Remember, he was a wide receiver over at Miami, 69 catches for 770 yards and 4 touchdowns. He showed his dual threat spark in training camp. That's why all the fans wanted to see him on the field. Patrick Mahomes is hyping him up too, noting, quote, he's done a great job. It helps that he's played receiver because he can run routes, and running back because he can run between the tackles, end quote. In week 4 against the Ravens, Smith hit a career-high 19 snaps with 9 rushing yards and 3 catches for 27 receiving yards. Get this, that 27 receiving yards that he had just in that game, that's outpacing Isaiah Pacheco's 26 receiving yards on the season and nearly matching Kareem Hunt's 36 yards. Pacheco's got 32 carries for 127 yards, and Hunt's at 36 for 115 with 1 touchdown. But neither's delivering consistency. Reid's slow burn approach, like not letting Pacheco start until week 7 back in 2022, might hold Smith back for a few more weeks, but his dual threat ability could be what this backfield is missing. And you need a spark against Jacksonville's defense. It's a good defense. Smith's inside zone burst, his route running, especially from his receiver days, that's all polished. It makes him a nightmare matchup on checkdowns. You're not getting anything like that with Pacheco, and you're definitely not getting anything like that with Kareem Hunt. Reid and Mahomes' praise, it signaled that he's ready for more. And with the Jaguars' defense looming, his growing role could spark the run game and cool trade talks, at least for now. But you know what we like to do here over at Cheifs Latest. Of course, we're going to have a trade talk, so we're going to keep it rolling. And it's circling back to Miami's Devon Achane, especially after his Instagram post that's got everyone talking. He said, quote, 1 week they love me, 1 week they hate me, both weeks I got paid, end quote. So it's sounding like he's fed up with the Dolphin fan base and just the Dolphins overall and their bad start. This could be Achane venting about even his uncertainty with Miami. And with the Dolphins now dealing with Tyreek Hill's knee injury, and he's going to be out for a while, they might cash in on a rebuild by dealing him for assets. Why trade a star running back when you just lost a main offensive weapon? It's kind of simple if you think about it. It really comes down to if they're going to reset and rebuild, Achane's value peaks right now. He's a dynamic weapon, posting 4.9 yards per carry on 50 carries for 246 yards and a touchdown, plus 19 catches on 25 targets for 143 yards and 2 scores. Not only that, his 4.32 second 40-yard dash, his breakaway speed makes him a big play magnet, and his pass game fits Reid schemes kind of like what they want with Brashard Smith. He's got 1 year left after this, free agent in 2026, so he could be a long-term piece. The cost, though, right now, it might be too steep. But if the Dolphins drop more games, Veach should at least inquire about what they would take for him. Achane's rookie 7.8 yards per carry, that was crazy. It was not going to be sustainable, we know that. But his numbers are still very respectable. 4.5 and 4.9 yards per carry these past 2 seasons. He's a consistent threat, especially in the 2-minute drill. Achane's acceleration, his direction changes. It turns checkdowns into chunk gains. And those hands, they also work in traffic, letting him haul in the slants from the backfield. He could be the spark to elevate the Chiefs' backfield. But again, his contract, Miami's price tag, means Veach has to play it smart, especially with Smith showing some promise. Other teams might want to try to hop in as well. How much do you want to risk that when you just drafted Brashard Smith? All right, let's look ahead to Monday Night Football, where the 2-2 Chiefs, man, they're looking to get back above 500 against the 3-1 Jags, and there's some early news out of Jacksonville that could shake things up. Well, weather is going to be a factor. Now, get your pen and paper out, write all this down. I haven't heard of half of these living in the Midwest, but there's a high surf advisory, a rip current risk, a coastal flood advisor, and watch until Sunday. Plus, there's likely just going to be rain and possible thunderstorms on Monday night. The Chiefs are hammering ball security drills in practice to prep for the wet conditions, rightfully so, and that's critical because Jacksonville's defense, it's a turnover machine. They're leading the NFL right now with 13 forced takeaways, including a +9 margin that tops everyone in the league. Andy Reid's on high alert saying, quote, "They catch the ball well. They're disciplined in their lanes, on their zone drops, opportunistic on tipped balls, and they're stripped out of a couple of balls. You've got to make sure that you're aware of that as you play them for sure," end quote. The Chiefs, one of 3 teams, though, with just 1 turnover on the season. They can't afford slip-ups in the rain, especially since the Jags have won the turnover battle in all 4 games this season. And then there's the pass rush. Trayvon Walker, despite his wrist surgery after the 49er game, is day-to-day. He might play, bringing 13 pressures and 2 sacks this year, plus 20.5 sacks over 2 seasons. Then you have Josh Hines-Allen. He's even scarier. 8 quarterback hits, 23 pressures in 4 games, at least 5 pressures each week, despite just having half a sack. His bend and power, it's going to collapse pockets. Our tackles, Josh Simmons, Jawan Taylor, they're going to face a brutal test to keep Mahomes clean. Walker's pocket-crushing power exploits slow-footed tackles. Hines-Allen's speed to power mix forces oversets. It creates the lanes. They're dangerous. So rain, the Jags' turnover-hungry defense, it might spell some trouble. But we know Mahomes' success against the Jags in his career, so I'm still fairly confident in what we're going to be able to pull off on Monday night. Well, we continue Monday Night Football talk here, where Jacksonville's backfield is going to bring the heat with Travis Etienne. He's looking like a resurgent force that the Chiefs must contain. Etienne's 394 rushing yards is 3rd in the NFL behind Jonathan Taylor's 414 and James Cook's 401. He also has 6.1 yards per carry. Man, that's top among running backs. He's the only player with multiple 120-yard rushing games this season and has scored in 3 straight. But Spags' defense hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 23 games, 30 including the playoffs. The Chiefs' run defense ranks 22nd, allowing 127 yards per game, but strip away Justice Hill's 71-yard touchdown scamper on Sunday, and it's a tighter 109.3. Meanwhile, Jacksonville's ground game averages 144 yards, which is 4th in the league. But Spag knows Liam Cohen's system, of course having faced it last year where Cohen ran Tampa Bay's offense. In that Week 9 thriller, the Chiefs won 30-24 in overtime, but Spag's defense didn't give up a big game to any individual runner. Bucky Irving was Tampa Bay's leader on the ground with 24 yards on 7 carries. White had just 19 yards on 3 carries. However, Cohen's 2024 Bucks were top 5 in both rushing and passing. So this is not a one-dimensional attack. Etienne's burst through the tight gaps, his second-level vision, it creates chunk plays. But those layered fronts, those linebacker stunts from the defense, it's going to hopefully clog those running lanes. It's going to force him to hesitate. If Spag's defense can stuff Etienne and maintain their no 100-yard streak, the Chiefs could dictate the game's tempo, but it big night from ETN might expose some cracks in this defense. That's really what we got to be looking for is what the Jags bring in their run game. That's all that I have for you guys on this lovely Friday. Let me know in the comments what you think about maybe adding Achane to this running back room, and how confident are you in the Chiefs on Monday Night Football? I hope you guys have a safe and fun weekend. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I'm your host, Calvin Silvers. You are listening to Cheifs Latest, and until next time, have a good one.